And we're back. We didn't talk about anything while the camera was off or anything. That didn't happen. Did you fix the vampire problem yet? I don't want to get drained. Yes and no, Bear Grylls. We know who the vampire is. That guy. It was the guy who was our mayor, general, manager, broker, and bookkeeper all at the same time. And also the guy who was killing every Titan that attacked us. Turned out it was all the same guy, and it turns out he's a vampire. We are trying to get him to bleed into the well so that we can make everyone a vampire. But golly gee, does he resist? Golly gee. Who is this? Veronis? Veronis, how long are you going to be on this table? Why is Veronis on the freaking traction bench? Uh-oh, I feel like there's a glitch happening. Diagnose. I was gonna say diagnose. All right, so we have a glitch. Why is Blood Angel Veronis constantly needing to be diagnosed? We had the glitch happening. Diagnosing repeat. Dwarf Fortress doctor patient diagnosis loop. All right, how do I purge this? On the bright side, someone pointed out this isn't necessarily a bad thing. His skills got to be going through the roof. Where's my doctor's skill? Hold on. Chief Dr. Acula. He is up to 12. Never mind, he's up to halfway through 13. He is leveling diagnosis up really fast. All right. How do you purge him? I mean, I could fire him from being a doctor, I guess. I don't see anything saying how it's been fixed. What is doing this? The traction dwarf was clearly getting over it, so it is something to do with traction. While conservative value is always a normal on traction, presumably to see if the patient is ready for at least 6 to 15 diagnoses in a single day feels off. Still exists in 40, blah, 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 blah. In the report, Toady claims that diagnosis is required to get a dwarf out of traction once a compound fracture heals. We might reduce the frequency. So many diagnoses of an immobilized dwarf. So basically, he's going to keep doing diagnosis until the dude in traction is better. That's what's going on right now. He just keeps going back every 6 seconds. Are you better yet? Are you better yet? How about now? Is your leg steady? What if I jerk it around like this? Is your leg good? How about this? How about now? Is your leg good? On the bright side, again, it's getting him some freaking diagnosis. What was he at? 13.5 the last time we looked? 13.45. Now he is at 14.2. Yeah, he's about to become legendary off of this dude in traction bench. Huzzah. Have you tried dropping a support rock? Evening, fellas. Welcome to stream, RP Farm 25. I was thinking about doing the rock, but I mean, if this idiot won't even dodge a very simple spear trap, I mean, he'll clearly dodge. It's not impossible, but he just refuses to do it when I want him to. I mean, that's basically what's going on here. How about now? How about now? Are you good? Are you good? But the way the game works is every time he checks them, that's a new diagnosis. So every time he does a diagnosis, his skill goes up. And before someone judges me, that one was a proper air quotes. Don't judge me on that one. So he's not really diagnosing him, is he? You don't diagnose 6 seconds after you diagnose. Now he's gonna clean the patient. Rub that all over his body. As he sits in the traction bench, just dump a bucket of water on him. He's about to be legendary, isn't he? 14.64. How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? How's your leg? How's your leg? The worst part is he's probably just trying to get some sleep. The dude in the traction bench is like, please, please let me sleep. How about now? Does this hurt? Does this hurt? Does it hurt when I do this? What about here? Do you feel pain here? What about over here? Please breathe deeply. Cough into this microphone. I just want to sleep. Please, please, please leave me alone. I mean, he is just resting, but he's distracted. He's constantly distracted while unconscious. Hey, are you still breathing? Are you still breathing? Hey, you're sleeping a bit too deeply there. Stop snoring. He just wants to get that good rest in. But yeah, we hit legendary. Legendary diagnostician off of some dude having a glitch out on the traction bench. On the bright side, since that appears to be what people are saying is happening, once he is better, the diagnosis loop will cancel, so we'll be good. Lol, that's not even fiction. It felt like that's what I was in the hospital for one evening. They were coming in every hour to check on me. Oh, that's awful. I've never had that. I've never had to deal with that. I have gone in for stitches once, but I didn't have to stay in. And then the only other like major medical things was like when I was in the military. And a lot of those were like, we're gonna yank your damn teeth out, put you on Percocet, and send you back to work with a very, very like, you know, lethal weapons. Don't kill anyone while you're high on fucking Percocet and you're using an automatic grenade launcher. The military is a fantastic place. He just shouts out movie medic lines. Stay with me. You're not gonna die on me. The guy's like, you're not gonna die. Stay with me, fight. I've got to return you to your wife. You promised me you would never let go. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. That last one's a medic line, right? Granted, the reason I was there was possibly coronary related. Turned out to be fine, but yeah, I guess I'm glad they were that attentive. I'm sorry. That was not appropriate. That was not an appropriate joke. So really, I'm trying to do a 1 hour timer, but this thing right here tells me what my time is if I just like learn to pay attention to the bottom of this here. All right. So while we're waiting for this man to not dodge correctly, because dodging is hard, what if I go up here and pay attention to the wall again? Because this wall is just never going to get done today. Never, never, never. We did finish up the layer below, though. We were like only a halfway done on the left side of the previous layer. So the fact that we finished up that entire layer and are at least this far on this layer is pretty good, I think, all things considered. Are the merchants still here or did they leave? Good. Good. Fantastic. The aquifer, though, needs a bit more love. I keep not noticing this. Or why are these walls red? Why are these covered in Domine's blood? Why is Domine bleeding on everyone? Stop bleeding on people, Domine. Hey, 6 Big Wheel 9, is this a new update? No, unfortunately, this is not yet the new update. For my YouTube channel and for answering questions on this, I tend to go with Lazy Noob Pack to make it easier to test things and or cheat to set up the situations so that we can experiment or I can answer questions. And as DF Hack and Lazy Noob Pack have not yet updated to 47.06, wherever the current number is, this is not that. This is still 44.12 or 11. I keep getting that number backwards or wrong. Tell you what, though, the next base I do will be in the new version, and you better believe. Whereas this one is going with where we're doing a Triforce theme. The next one's going to be like decentralized freaking guild hall themes. We're gonna have everyone living in different areas so that they can only live with their guilds. And then somehow we'll just have a guild war. I don't even know how that would make sense, but we're gonna do it. Imagine a doctor has OCD doing a surgery and getting stressed out because the blood vessels aren't symmetrical. Well, not quite that, but they had a semi-joke character on the show Scrubs. There was a dude who was a doctor and a surgeon and had like super OCD. And everyone was basically jealous of him because of how good he was. Like he had everything memorized because he couldn't help but just study the book over and over and over again. And then near the end of it, you see the dude, it's like 4 hours after the dude did like a minor surgery, if I remember correctly. The dude is still like scrubbing his hands raw because of it. And that just sounds awful to me. Though to be fair, I mean, you think about it too, they created a list of, I want to say 18 or 11. They created a list of 11 or 18 things that they need to ask themselves before they do surgery, and doing so cut down on over 40% of the fatalities that happened. I say fatalities, of the deaths that occurred while underneath the surgeon's knife. So I don't know, maybe we could have, you know, had a few more people being OCD so that less people would die on the freaking operating table. This dude absolutely refuses to dodge. He's an awful person. He is a truly, truly awful person. I clicked the wrong button. Go away. There we go. So now it is. So we're off the count for the hour videos. Hour and a half videos aren't going to be too much more annoying to do on YouTube. It's just going to make my things look weird. 9:30. This hour is started at 9, so 10, 11, 12. So we're in the middle of one and we have 2 more after this. All right. I know that's less, I know that's more YouTube things and less Twitch things, but I'm telling you, you try loading an 8-hour video, an 8-hour 30 gigabyte video into Adobe freaking Premiere, and it freaks out. It just loses its damn mind. I said no. Oh my God, the building site is not submerged. You're just a little bearded baby. I think I'm actively making more progress getting through this aquifer than I am the wall. Because there's so much that this wall is going to need to be going up. The aquifer, we only have 2 Z levels. Opens a file browser, Premiere starts to sweat. Yo, I'm not even joking though. Premiere, like all their programs seems to hate 8-hour videos. It's almost like everything nowadays is designed around 2 or 3 hour chunks. But even going in Premiere and being like, I want to edit the freaking mic audio. I just want to normalize the mic audio. So I try to do that one in Audition. Even Audition gets angry. It's like, hold on. I have to try to figure out what the freaking peak is for this. I don't even know what's going on. You click on the thing on the bottom and try to drag it up slightly, and it gives you like the spectrum of like where the noise is. I'm forgetting the term right now. The something spectrum. What is it called? It's basically the visualizer. It's what was a visualizer in old Windows XP freaking screensavers. But the little freaking audio spectrum analyzer thing freaking just makes it lose its mind for a second. Now I understand why. From what I understand, I would be doing better if I would just bother to actually learn DaVinci. I have DaVinci installed on the computer, I just haven't learned it. it'd probably be cheaper too. It's like $20 cheaper if I just give up Premiere. A month. $20 cheaper to figure out some other program besides it. I mean, you guys saw it a few times when I was doing like the follower alerts and the sub alerts. They weren't even that big, but every now and then, for some reason, because of the nested way that program works, it would just like forget what was going on. I have Vegas, a Coral Video Studio. Haven't used either yet. Hello, got Vegas in the Humble Bundle Pack. Good deal, or would be if I was using it. What is Vegas? I don't know what Vegas is. I've not heard of Vegas. But if you got in a Humble Pack, that means I might have gotten in a Humble Pack. I might have Vegas. Sony Vegas. What is Sony Vegas? You know what that compares to the other programs? So, no. Okay, so here's the thing that irks me, right? I could probably actually save time on rendering if I wasn't using Premiere. From what I understand, for some reason, Premiere refuses to use the graphics card for rendering of videos. Like in the timeline, yes, but when you're trying to export it, it fucking refuses to use a graphics card, which is really fucking annoying. From what I understand, DaVinci does, or at the very least, Premiere refuses to use a graphics card if it's not NVIDIA. I don't know why. DaVinci will use basically anything, and I've got a Radeon 7. If I can get it to use the graphics card, we'll be set. I could probably actually get out like more than a week or two per week onto YouTube. But it's just got such a different freaking workflow system that I don't understand what I'm doing in it. I mean, hell, we lost, what was it on stream? 3 hours trying to get the little Mario Hop sound effect to go up in pitch. I swear on my life, 5 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes tops doing it in Ableton. And I got that Mario sound effect that goes up now. It could go a little higher, but that's just because like that was just me. Like it sounded really good because after 3 hours live of it not going up without screwing up, I heard that sound going up at all. I was like, yeah, no, we're good. Fucking beautiful. Like I basically accepted that audio just out of sheer freaking exhaustion. It still sounds good, don't get me wrong. It's just by the end, I think I'm 3 notes too low. Like it's not even that much of a problem. It's a scaling problem. It does 6 or 7 notes before it does the star sound. I think it's just a scaling problem. So by the end, it sounds like flat to me. But I got that done, like I said, in like 5 to 10 minutes in 3 hours live, trying to do tutorials and shit and trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and Premiere couldn't get it done. Hell, half the features people were saying Premiere had or Audition had were apparently stripped out from previous versions. Because why would you want a product that works? That's just being dumb. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So every time I come to this point, I have to sit here and think to myself. We are halfway down the left side. If I just suck it up, at least for a little bit, I could probably cut across and then go up and connect this together and remove a chunk of this and start bringing the chunk down. However, this will make the future removals more of a pain. Common sense says just stick with what I've been doing and slowly do the outer edge. But I swear it looks like we're not making much progress because of how long this takes. Whereas I could just order up 7 in a row if I went across here, do that, and then do that and remove all of that within like a stream or so. That would make everything else so much harder if I didn't have the internal area to dump the water in. I hate aquifers. I don't know why I occasionally want to play with aquifers. Just kind of like as a proof that I can to myself, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I do aquifers. But I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely slightly regretting redoing aquifers again for this particular stream. I should have known. I should have known that it would take too long to get through this size of an area of at least 2 levels of aquifers. We know for a fact the upper right corner is 3. All right. We have to cancel this and bring this back again. Build machine. No. Build construction wall. Let's get our drain set up again. Something's not right. No, we're good. I think. That could have been here. That's what it is. I don't know why. I've gone out one too far. What did I just cancel? Oh my God. See, this is the human brain's weakness right here. The brain does not like doing repetitive tasks. The human brain does not like doing repetitive tasks. Makes it harder to get this shit done in the long run. All right, let that get done. You, I ordered canceled, and you, I ordered canceled. So I'll get canceled at some point. Those are built. That's the new 2 I've done. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing in the bottom middle. Like, I know, but I don't know. Like, I feel like that's just going to be too much effort. I'm going to do it, but I just feel like I'm going to hate doing it. I feel like it's a good thing. Need a quick break in the recording. Now you called that out? Now you called that out. No, we don't. No, we don't, you stupid script that's supposed to go once an hour and refuses to go once an hour. It was 22 minutes since the last time I recorded. Why the hell do you think now is a good time to call that? Oh, yeah, I'm aware, Virtual Spaceman. I am aware. I'm aware of the changes that are in 47. On one hand, I want to switch to it as soon as I can, but on the other hand, it wouldn't change the aquifer on this map. It wouldn't change the aquifer on this map. And we put so much effort into this that we need to finish this. This needs to get done. From then on, I was aquifering. All right, back to our vampire issue. Because I put some attention back to the other projects and I stopped paying attention to you again. Please dodge. This is where we are. This is what I want out of you. Why are there pigs and a chicken in there at all? Pigs should be over here. Let's just address that. Boar, sow. Piglet. Boar. Piglet. The chickens should be down here. Guinea cock, rooster. There we go. I don't know why there's still a bunch of animals in that area. All right, he pulled the lever. Just in case. Remove the liquids again. For a second I thought he had dodged into it, but nope, it was just another trick. It was Dio the whole time. So from Talux, I don't have a lye containing item. Can you be making lye? Let's try to order 5 lye, see if that does anything. All right, let's reset that. I need to get that automated somehow. I don't know how to make it automated. I need to get that automated. Then we shall save.
The season is summer.
The season is summer. No, I think the number one thing, though, as much as I like the fact that aquifers are varied and much more manageable, I think the thing that I'm going to love, or the thing that I love about 47.02 is no lichens. Just no lichens. I effing hate werewolves. See, now that looks way more manageable. What is going on with clothing in the library? Why are people stripping in the library? Why are there dresses on the floor? What are you freaking freaky nerds getting up into in the library? Who told the nerds they were allowed to start getting freaky in the library? This is not allowed. And he didn't dodge again. Give me your blood. It's sexy library time. Well, I mean, look at this. It's not like there's shoes or anything. It's everyone's a robe, a vest. Here's some trousers, a coat, a dress, a vest, a coat, trousers, coat, trousers, shoe. There's one shoe, robe. For some reason, everyone's losing their chest pieces and their leg pieces in the library. One person bothered to take off their shoe. Because everyone else wanted to keep their freaking slippers on because they were in the library, and that's polite. A clearly rampant sexy time in the library is completely fine if you're a dwarf. That's what you do in the library. Is that a ghost? What is that? No, we don't have ghosts. Dead or missing, 220. Holy crap. Imagine if Real World is actually a video game like this being played by some of the crazy random shit they'd see us doing. I mean, where's your proof it's not? Really? The one thing I liked, the one goofy, like, legit mind-blowing, like, yo, dude, you ever think about theory that I thought was kind of funny is if you zoom in, if you have a game that has a lot of things moving around, like when Dwarf Fortress has a lot of dwarves, if you go into somewhere that has a lot of shit to render, it lags. Programming lags, especially if you have to do so suddenly. When you get to where the planet is and Earth with all the people on it, there's increased gravity, which causes time to go slower. So you lag. I thought that was kind of funny. Who says there is such thing as gravity? Who says that's not just rendering lag? I thought that was funny when I read that. The new undead are crazy RNG. You get elite undead units. Some can climb walls, swim fast, or fly. Yeah, trippy, right? I was like, that one I thought was pretty good. I was like, yeah, you got a point. Because even going out, you stupid, even going out only so much as where we have like GPS satellites, communication satellites, you have to account for time dilation in those satellites. You don't have to go far from Earth before you start having differences in how time is experienced on Earth and out in space. So clearly, whoever is simulating us just doesn't have a good enough computer. Because we are losing all kinds of frames. Elon Musk believes we're in a simulation, or I think it's him. If that's the case and we're observing a black hole, it'd be impossible due to the lag. I mean, it is. That's kind of the joke / point. Even physics simulations can't figure, like, physics breaks down around black holes. Black holes don't make sense. Dropping frames. Because think about it. What you see around a black hole isn't even the thing that's around a black hole. You are seeing something 90 degrees off of what you think you're seeing minimum because of a black hole. Because you have the black hole, we'll take that as this, and let's say you're looking at the side of a black hole, the accretion disk. It's lateral to your position. So you should be seeing a black hole with a line across it. That's it. But you will be seeing a black hole with a line across it and a circle around it, because the light behind it gets curved to such a degree that it's coming over the black hole and coming at you. So if you see the simulation of a black hole and you see the light above the black hole, that's really what's behind the black hole, not what's above the black hole. So like even light doesn't render right around the black hole. It's not a strong enough computer. Which is just fucking funny. We as humans have observed a black hole. No, we have not. We have not observed a black hole. A black hole cannot be observed. There is nothing coming from the black hole. And the closest you can come to is what? The micro/radio waves that come at a 90-degree angle from an accretion disk, which is in and of itself not a black hole. That is a symptom of a black hole. Like saying, like, you can see a grasshopper, but you're not seeing the grasshopper, are you, really? Failed to render black hole page fault. Person watching Slenderstorm has gone through all stages of hype in about 30 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like we have taken a picture of a black hole. I'm assuming that's what you're referencing. But the picture we have taken of a black hole isn't the black hole. It's even the black part of that picture isn't the black hole so much as it is the black hole's shadow, which is what, wider? Blue screens of death. So I'm not going to try to use the terms incorrectly. I'm not going to try to use the terms incorrectly. But I'm going to throw out some terms. If they're incorrect, I apologize. But the black hole isn't even the black area that we think we see. The black hole is the three-dimensional shadow, or at least the black hole we see, is a three-dimensional shadow, which is 3 times... I know it's called like the Schwarzschild radius, but one radius is... It's not even the radius. The radius isn't even the event horizon. The radius is where you can't come back. Because there's a point of no return for light, but that is not the point of no return for us. We are at the radius, the Schwarzschild radius. Light's no return is lesser than that, but the black area that you're not likely to see anything anyways is like 3 times the radius or some crazy thing. So whatever we've seen of like the light coming around it, if you reduce that by like 3 times, you get to the radius where we can't approach, and then you freaking like 1/4 that radius and you have the possible radius of a black hole. But even then, that's just accounting for density. That's not even its actual radius, because nobody fucking knows. Like I said, I think some of those terms I use slightly wrong. I will not claim to be the expert in black holes. Because dishes. Then spaghettification happens. Yeah. I only know it in about as much as I can for radio waves and how much they can bend because of my work with radars and such. So I know a bit about gravity and how it affects radio waves and detection. So I have some knowledge on it, but please nobody try to cite me as a black hole master. I'm not claiming that. I want to make this clear. I know a lot of people hear some words and they're like, oh, I know fucking everything. I do not wish to claim to be the end all whatever of black holes. But I do know a lot about what we detect is not what we're actually detecting. I dubbed the hole master. No, because a lot of people, like genuinely, like as a separate thing, this is now more on radars. A lot of people, for some reason, seem to think that light is a laser. That light and radio waves and microwaves are a laser. And they're totally not. You can curve a freaking radio wave. You can curve, essentially because it's all semi part of the same thing. You can curve microwaves. You can curve a light. And again, this particular thing isn't about black holes. This is just in general. Phasic array, I think is the term I'm going for here. Real life. No. Phased. Phased array. Just a quick wiki link for what I'm kind of half talking about. It requires multiple sources because individually, no, you can't curve things. Just like individually, you can't go faster than light. But there are things, not even light, that go faster than light. And it's how things interact. If you do multiple radio waves at the same time from slightly different locations, or I say at the same time, but slightly out of phase of each other, then what you end up with is if something is hit by this freaking mix of all the waves, you can have the wave be going one way, and as it gets weaker, you can account for the curve of the wave. You can actually bend a wave. And then when something replies, like when it hits something, it comes back, you can account, you don't need to move, and you can get your freaking waves to do things. Like, it's not just straight. That's why everyone a common reference for microwaves and electricity and stuff is, think about it as water. Think about it as like the water. You hit it and you have a wave coming out. But really, that's right and wrong. The wave going up of a pressure is an actual physical, it's a thing. Like a charge is pushing charge. But then when the charge is passed, the charge loses. There is the change of the charge, and these can be added together. This is not really explained well at all, I admit this. But if you can get the crests of waves to be together, you can choose where the wave goes. If the crests are like crest, you now have a diagonal crest. If that makes sense. Things can be curved and moved. The strongest thing that would do it is gravity. I'm just talking about like actual electromagnetic freaking sinking. But gravity does this by actually manipulating where points are for the things to be talking about. Super Cookie, loved your minecart video. Thank you so much. There will be more coming out in the weeks ahead because there's so many things that can be done with minecarts. But yes, it was a very good basic one. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. As you can see how light is bent by gravity in space-time is the Einstein ring, an effect that curves the light of a galaxy behind a large lens of gravity such as a galactic cluster. I just want to know what kind of Axel in this fort is up to. But the discussion makes me want to log into EVE Online for some reason. Also, Space Fox, I miss EVE. Yes, this is Space Fox. EVE is an amazing game. Two things, because I don't know which part you're referring to. We have water wheels powering screw pumps, so I have unlimited energy. That axle on the right, if it is on, powers a cistern or fills a cistern so I can drown and flood my hospital if I so choose. The axle to the left is constantly, when it's operating, running 1 or 2 screw pumps at a time so I can drain an aquifer so I can build walls, because this entire inverse of this triangle is an aquifer. I'm trying to get through these because this entire base is shaped like a Triforce, and the null space in the middle of the Triforce I'm trying to bring down to the lava and or the hidden fun stuff down below. But I should probably get back to building this. Give me a sec. Maple log. Gear assembly. Build construction wall. Get the 3 walls back. And down here, build this one up. We should be good. Let that get built, and then we'll do the other thing. What was I talking about? Space Fox, minecarts, YouTube. Welcome to the stream. If you want to get dwarfed, type in !dwarf if you wish to be in. Feel free to ask questions. Is that needed? Is it a heavy aquifer? Super Cookie, this is not yet updated because I'm using the same files in the same system for what I do on the stream as the videos. For instance, you saw the video, you came here. until Lazy New Pack updates, I have to use the old version of it, which means I'm not yet updated to the new version of Dwarf Fortress. So yes, it is a heavy aquifer, mostly because in this version of the game, all aquifers are heavy aquifers. Like you'll notice, this is the aquifer right here. This is slowly, Harold Beaver has followed. Thank you so much, Harold Beaver. See, by the end, it's like a note and a half.
Thank you so much.
It's like a note and a half flat. But it's way better than what I was able to accomplish in Audition. The aquifer is right here, and it's making these be 7 as fast as possible. And the 7s are just slowly draining out via this diagonal. So yeah, if I want to be able to get in there and put in the walls, I'm going to need a screw pump over every square I can. Thank you so much for following, Harold Beaver. And what were we talking about? The black holes, lensing, gravity. Yes, okay. So, talking about waves. Ooh. I love that Tom Berry. Thank you so much for subscribing, Two Cats. At tier 2 as well. Holy shit, thank you so much. I didn't think to... I never thought to animate a separate sub animation for that, since I didn't think people actually did a higher tier. Thank you so much for subscribing. I don't even remember. I know I have some emote that's tied to tier 2 and one that's tied to higher. I don't remember which one's which. Very excited about light aquifers dripping stuff in the caverns in a controlled fashion. Yes, that does sound very, very useful. I just haven't gotten much practice with it, unfortunately. That is build machine, horizontal axle. And also for anyone, the fanfare was good. Yes. So the follow and the sub animations, I got them from, I got the actual graphic from Sprite Sheets, but I animated myself and I edited some audio files and shit. They need a few tweaks. Teaching myself as I go. But I think they work wonders. I didn't think someone's gonna do I half forgot about those other tiers for subs. But yeah, no, there's a side thing. That Tonberry has the little star over his head for 1 to 5 months. Once you've done a 6-month resub, the star spins a little faster and it's a crown. And it's like the Tonberry Prince or whatever. And then at 1 year and over, it's the blue Tonberry, bigger crown, and he says Doinketh. Because that's how you know you're in Fancyland, is when the Tonberry says Doinketh when you explode. At 2 Cats, are you familiar with 3 Cats? Does a lot of yelling. What? I mean, maybe. I don't know, 2 Cats, are you related to a 3rd cat? If there are 2 cats around, there has to be 3 cats. That's how it works. You can never just find a group of cats. There must always be more. All right, so that's mostly set up except for the very end. Back to trying to get our vampire to dodge into the water. Please, Mr. Vampire, we would love your blood. What is this guy doing? He's trying to attend a meeting. Why are you still a mayor? Why is this dude still mayor? I forgot about the meetings he has to attend. This doesn't count as an office, does it? Fucking moron. All right, we'll do... No, and clearly he didn't dodge again. We'll do a... Oh, no, it hasn't gone down. We'll do 1 or 2 more of these, and then we'll let him loose again to do his mayoral duties so people don't stress themselves. The 3rd cat might be the sibling of my 2. Okay. So, electricity, microwaves, electromagnetic radiation. It's just how many freaking oscillations are there, realistically. Like if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, it's just how close are they to each other. It's all kind of the same thing. Electromagnetic waves go at the speed of light, or close enough thereafter with microwaves and all the other things. Certain things affect it mediums and such, but for purposes of what I'm talking about, it's basically all the same thing. Light is slightly faster. There are mediums. I'm not talking about electricity. I misspoke slightly. But for purposes of what we're talking about, just treat it all as the speed of light. It just is. When a light is going, light and other things, the light is a photon. That's what makes it fucking weird. Light is a photon and or it's a wave, right? Most everything else tends to just kind of mostly be waves, right? It is a wave. We call it a wave because that's how it's represented on everything that measures it. But really, it's a positive pulse with the negative drawback. It's not so much a wave as it is a push. It's pushing into you constantly. If you have something pushing into you and then pulling back with pressure, that's a wave. You get what I'm saying? It is a wave, but it's 90 degrees off. When you are detecting the most wave, that's when it's pushing on. When I talk into the mic, the sound wave, the most push it does is when it's pushing in, not pushing up. It wouldn't make sense. That's a vibration. That is the wave. It's when it's pushing in. You're pushing in and you're pulling out. So when you set up waves and you have the crest can hit itself, the high point of the wave can hit another high point of the wave and get bigger. You can nullify a wave by having the low point hit a high point at equal pressure and they nullify. They become zero. It adds together, both positive and negative. So if I have the push, the high point of the wave on the right, a little bit behind it I do here, and a little bit behind it I do here, and a little bit behind it I do here, and a little bit behind it I do here, the high points as a solid wave are now diagonal. I am looking this way, but I've shot a wave that way because this is where the pressure wave is. If this is where the high point is, it's got to be going back to the regular thing, up and down in this direction. If I hit something over there with my conjoined wave and it comes back at me, it'll be coming back at me in a diagonal pattern. I can shoot this way. I can look this way, but I can shoot that way. That's even kind of like what I showed. I linked it to the fucking Wikipedia. You can like see the little pictures doing exactly what I'm talking about. I can look one way, but be shooting different ways. In the animation they show, it's a radiation pattern of a phase array of 15 antella elements spaced a quarter wavelength apart as the phase difference. The antenna is swept between negative 120 and 120 degrees. The dark area is the beam or main lobe, while the light lines fanning out around it are the side lobe. Point being, you can curve things. As long as you realize that while a individual thing might not be able to be curved, the conjoined effect of them can be. It can be at a different angle than when it came in. Now, after the fact, it's already in the air. Yeah, it's a fucking pain to try to get it to do anything. But you know what doesn't care about it being a pain to curve things, particularly after the fact? Gravity. Gravity does not care after the fact. Gravity can curve something going forward as well as backwards. As long as you account for that, you can look around the Earth. You can look around the Earth with straight lines. It's not hard. It's like a very low version of what someone was mentioning with the lensing effect of the massive gravity between us and a galactic center, correct? I think someone was mentioning that. Who mentioned that? Someone mentioned that. Who mentioned what the hell I'm talking about? The Einsteinian virtual spaceman. Effect that curves the light of the galaxy behind a large lens of gravity such as a galactic cluster. If I were to shoot, I wanted to shoot behind it. If I wanted to see what was behind it, and genuinely, in order for this to kind of work, I'm talking about like I'm beaming something to see something and it's coming back. If I shoot at it, I'll hit it, so I can't see what's behind it. If I shoot over it, the lensing effect will pull it down and I could hit something behind it. And all right, probably gonna hit the thing coming back. I'm not gonna see anything. However, If I shoot above it and it lenses down and I have a general area of what I'm hitting, like I hit it with enough oomph, enough wave to go up, over, curve around, hit a thing, and then it comes back, it's going to be coming back the angle it hit it at. Generally, assuming it's flat. If that return angle is just sharp enough to where it's able to lens over the gravity thing, you can at that point have hit something behind the gravity well and had it return to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a lot of vague nonsense, but it is possible to see behind things, even intentionally. With bringing this back to what we were initially talking about with a black hole, that light isn't even necessarily doing just a 90-degree. That's why it looks so fucking hazy, because of how long it's been doing shit. If the light is on the edge or kind of close to the middle and it goes around, at some point it's either going to end up at an angle where it has to go in or it has to go out. So from us, you see it like this. You see the halo above and below it, but that's because that's the light that has escaped in our direction. If you're above it, like at a 45 angle, you're still likely to see kind of mostly the same image of the light being coming above and below it, because that is the light that has escaped in that orientation. If I move a little to the right, like I said, you might have a slight difference because of the angle of the accretion disk, but that lighting halo, no matter what direction, this is the thing with the black hole, no matter what direction you're looking at it in, there's a good chance you're going to see that same light halo, because the actual shit generating it, the heated material, the accretion disk, is all around it. So the ball, the black hole, has light being generated all around it. But because of gravity, you will see the lights around the shadow in all directions. Yes, there will be some minor differences as to what angle the accretion disk is. I'm not saying it will be exactly the same. It's not a mirrored thing, but you will see a light effect around the black hole from all directions. Assuming it has an accretion disk with which to be drawing material in that would generate the light for it to lens it. But in that case, if you see the light around the black hole, you will see the light in all directions, 360 in all axes, 360 times 360, full depth of axes around the black hole. You will see that light effect. I forget what my point was. It was so long ago in this fucking conversation. What was the point of that? Oh yeah. So at this point you're seeing a light, but really at this point, what light are you seeing? Like, you're seeing light that's thrown your way, but you don't know where that light originally came from. You have a dark area in the middle, which is the radius that the light doesn't come back out. If the light is coming around and it is closer to the black hole, then the light you see around it, that's the light that got sucked in no matter what. That's light that gets sucked in. Sometimes it kind of doesn't, and that's why you have like the wavy area, but there's a thing there. There's a defined radius where the light cannot get back out. And all that light gets sucked in. So that's not even where the black hole is. That is the radius at which the light no longer gets sent around. That is the radius at which the light comes in back to the black hole. God, I hope I'm describing this correctly. That is the light. So again, point being though, the dark area in the light isn't the black hole. That dark area is the effect of the black hole where the light doesn't get to go around anymore. That's the area where it is too close and the light gets sucked in. But that itself is not the black hole. That is where the light doesn't get to come at you anymore. The black hole is smaller, way smaller than that area. Gravity equals honey badger. Don't give a fuck. Well, no. So we had some slight side things. I came back to the rant, mostly because I had cited that into radars and magnetic waves and how they can be curved. How you can hit something behind something and have it come back. You can't do it intentionally, essentially, but trying to apply the idea to gravity. And the side thing to that I mentioned earlier is you already have to deal with that with GPS and everything else. They have to keep updating what their clock is compared to your clock. There's always a conversion factor because what your phone does is your phone looks for 3 GPS signals. All the GPS does is say, where am I and what time is it? It's all GPS. That's all the GPS satellite basically does. There's other admin things, but for useful purposes, that's all it does. We got a lot of blood that time. None of it where I wanted it. All right, we're going to try this again. We're going to set this up. So GPS satellites go, I'm here, 2:22 p.m. And they all say this. Your phone gets minimum 3 GPS satellites and goes, I'm here 2:22 p.m., I'm here 2:22 p.m., I'm here 2:23 p.m. It wouldn't be a minute difference. We're talking very, very small time, orders of speed of light calculations here. He goes, okay. They all sent the signal out at the same time. That guy got in first, that guy got in second, that guy got in third. At what radius from these 3 points would it make sense for me to be? The more satellites you have, the closer you're able to get. It's like, all right, here's the intersection of 3 spheres. Here's a 4th sphere, and there's a slight line, but the 4th sphere can only interact here. This is exactly where I am. So GPS works. But the GPS does not necessarily have to be directly above you. That's just the only way to make it work effectively. The further the GPS is from your location, just like the blue light, the sky isn't blue. That's just the light that's been refracted. You have both atmospheric refraction and possibly, depending upon where it is, gravitational dilation, hence part of the time thing. Your phone has to calculate, either that or the satellite does. One of this part has to calculate why or where is the time dilation. Like if I say 2:22, at that exact point, the phone is probably not at 2:22. The phone's probably at 2:23. So I really have to say 2:23. Again, this would not actually be different by a full minute. This would be some infinitesimally small difference. But my point is gravity up only as far as away in space. Time dilation. Then you have some refractoring issues. Mix these together. The Earth is a giant ball of lag. I think that was the purpose of this entire rant. The Earth is a giant ball of lag. Do I think we're in a simulation? No, admittedly, I don't. I just think it's a funny idea to 2 continents to go, about, since a lot of the symptoms of lag tend to be a lot of the symptoms of gravity. They tend to share symptoms, which I find funny. He didn't dodge this time. Though to be fair, I don't think he dodged last time either. Now, I want to see something. Oh my God. Get rid of the water. I don't know why I thought that would do anything. I thought maybe I could get the blood off the wall and get it to update, but no, that was a stupid idea. It's like my theory earlier that we're all living in a really advanced Sims game. The multiverse is just another people's games running at the same time, like Sims 20. Ah, yes. Sims 20. What are they on to now, anyways? Oh, look, that dude finally left the fucking traction bench. I wonder what skill our doctor is at. Our doctor is at skill. Level 21, legendary +5 diagnostician. Off of 1 jackass in the traction bench. Huzzah. Build. Not a paved road, dirt road. Hold on. gonna remove all these stupid shrubberies. All right. Well, he's still sick. The doctor just drove him crazy. Oh, hey, the new NVIDIA driver's out. He yeeted out of there. I don't know. I have a fundamental disagreement with NVIDIA. Similar to my fundamental disagreement with Apple. They don't try to play ball with anyone. There's a difference between like playing like, okay, I gotta protect my stuff and I'm going to try to fuck things over for everyone. That makes me just fundamentally disagree with NVIDIA. All right, are we set to 0? We are. Come on, buddy. I need you to dodge down here. All right, that was some more blood. I liked it. I liked it. None of it was anywhere useful. Next time you want to try to make blood where it'd be useful, if I deconstruct the wall, does the blood go on the ground? This is something I don't remember. We shall find out. Also, I'm going to move our vampire from bleed to bleed heal. I said I was going to do that way back time ago, and I forgot I was going to do that. Question, is someone on the job clean? I can't have someone cleaning. No, not yet. Good. They're all removing walls. I think that dude on the right's just going for a meeting. I've considered getting an AMD GPU. Like I said, fundamentally, though, just as a business practice, I just have to support AMD over NVIDIA. I mean, I think right now AMD's in the lead, and I know they keep, like, fighting each other, but NVIDIA sets up their things to be like, if the company pays us, we'll fucking make coding for their game to do shit on our shit, but only if they pay us. And then it'll be like, oh, powered by NVIDIA. Whereas AMD's thing is like, oh, well, we have open source coding. You know what I'm saying? Like we have open code for people so that the entire market can grow and expand. The fact that NVIDIA doesn't do that annoys me. Also, we are going to end the recording for this particular subset for YouTube. Bye, everyone.